Let me tell you about the day a mermaid dragged our pastor's wife into the ocean at Elegushi Beach, and the whole church stood there screaming while the woman disappeared under the waves. You see, Sister Gloria, the one everybody called our beloved First Lady, the congregation was shocked when they found out why that water spirit took her. Because if only they knew what kind of wickedness was hiding behind those designer church suits and perfectly rehearsed altar calls. But me, let me start from the beginning and tell you exactly what Sister Gloria did that made the mermaid so angry she pulled her into the deep. This story, it will teach you that not everyone who shouts hallelujah the loudest has the cleanest heart. And before I continue, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because the stories I share will open your eyes to things happening around you that you never noticed. Sister Gloria was the wife of Pastor Emmanuel, and that woman knew how to package herself whole. Every Sunday, she would glide into Winners Chapel Cathedral like she was walking on holy clouds. Her girl was always the tallest, her makeup flawless, and her smile. That smile could make you confess sins you didn't even commit. The church members loved her because she seemed so spiritual, always the first to volunteer, always organizing the women's fellowship, always posting Bible verses on WhatsApp with those fancy background images. But you know what they say about people who are too good to be true? There's usually a reason Sister Gloria had a secret that even her husband didn't know about. Deep in her heart, she wasn't serving God at all. She was serving her own image, her own pride, and worst of all, she was treating people like they were beneath her shoes. Now, in our church, there was this young lady called Mercy. Mercy was the complete opposite of Sister Gloria. She was a village girl who had just moved to town to work as a housemaid for one of the church elders. Mercy didn't have fine clothes or expensive handbags, but what she had was a pure heart and genuine faith. Every service, Mercy would sit at the back of the church, worshiping with tears running down her face because she was so grateful to be in God's presence. The girl would dance like nobody was watching, not caring that her worn-out shoes were falling apart or that her dress was faded from too many washes. Sister Gloria noticed Mercy. Oh yes, she noticed her very well. But instead of showing compassion like a pastor's wife should, Sister Gloria looked at Mercy with disgust. In her mind, she would think, what is this local girl doing in my church? She's bringing down the standard of this place. How can we attract wealthy members when people see this kind of poverty sitting here? Can you imagine a pastor's wife thinking like this? One Sunday after service, Mercy approached Sister Gloria with a shy smile. Ma, good afternoon, ma. Please, ma, I wanted to ask if I could join the women's fellowship. I want to learn how to pray like the powerful women in this church. Sister Gloria looked Mercy up and down like she was inspecting spoiled food at the market. Then, with that same sweet smile she gave to the rich members, she said, "My dear, women's fellowship is very demanding. We have standards, you understand. Maybe you should focus on attending regular service first. When you upgrade yourself, then we can talk." Mercy's face fell, but she nodded respectfully and walked away. What that girl didn't know was that Sister Gloria had just made the biggest mistake of her life. You see, in that moment, 3 elderly women were standing nearby, pretending to be busy with their Bibles but hearing everything. These were not ordinary women. They were the kind of grandmothers who had spiritual discernment, the type who could smell wickedness from a mile away. One of them, Mama Chidi, shook her head slowly and whispered to her friends, "This one will learn the hard way. Pride like this, in no day end well." Weeks passed, and Sister Gloria continued a performance. She would preach about love and humility on the altar, then turn around and gossip about the low-class members in private WhatsApp groups. She convinced her husband to increase the church membership fees, knowing it would force out the poorer members. "We need to build a bigger cathedral," she would say, "and these small offerings from housemaids won't help us." Meanwhile, Mercy continued attending faithfully. sitting at the back, praying earnestly despite the cold treatment. One day, the church organized a beach outreach program at Elegushi Beach. Sister Gloria was excited because this was her chance to show off her expensive swimwear and take Instagram photos with the caption, "Blessed co-pastor wife, beach vibes." The program was set for Saturday morning, and the plan was simple: worship session, evangelism, and then lunch by the water. What nobody knew was that Elegushi Beach had stories. The local fishermen knew there was a river goddess shrine nearby, and they always made sure to show respect. But Sister Gloria, respect wasn't in her vocabulary, especially not for superstitious village nonsense, as she called it. On the morning of the outreach, everything seemed perfect. The church bus arrived full of excited members, and Sister Gloria was in her element, directing people around like she owned the beach. When they got to the worship session, something strange happened. The music minister started playing, and suddenly, Mercy, that same girl Sister Gloria had humiliated, began to dance in the spirit. I'm not talking about regular dancing. Oh, the girl was lost in worship, tears streaming down her face, hands lifted high, her voice breaking as she sang about God's faithfulness. Other members were touched and began to worship deeply too. But Sister Gloria, she was vexed. How dare this local girl steal her spotlight? In front of everyone, Sister Gloria walked up to Mercy and said loudly, "Sister Mercy, please can you control yourself? This is not a village shrine. We are civilized Christians here." The music stopped. Everyone froze. Mercy opened her eyes, saw all the judgmental faces staring at her, and ran away crying toward the water's edge. Some members tried to protest, saying Mercy was just worshipping, but Sister Gloria dismissed them with a wave of her manicured hand. After lunch, Sister Gloria decided to walk along the beach to take photos. She ignored the small shrine the fishermen had warned them about and even laughed, saying, "These people and their idol worship. Don't they know my Jesus is greater?" She deliberately stepped on the offering fruits laid out by the shrine, crushing them under her designer sandals. "See, nothing is happening to me. It's all fake," she announced proudly to the younger ladies following her. But as she walked further down the beach, she saw the most beautiful jewelry lying in the sand. A golden necklace with shimmering blue stones. "Ah, see God, oh! Even here, blessings are following me," she exclaimed, bending down to pick it up. The moment her fingers touched that necklace, Wahala began. The waves that had been calm suddenly grew violent. A thick mist rolled in from nowhere, and before anyone could react, a figure emerged from the water. It wasn't human. This creature, this thing, had the upper body of a woman, but the lower body covered in scales that glittered like oil on water. Her eyes were ancient, cold, and full of knowing. "You!" The mermaid's voice boomed like thunder. "You who mock what you don't understand. You who crush the offerings meant for the spirits. You who wear godliness like a costume while your heart is rotten with pride." Sister Gloria screamed, trying to run, but her feet wouldn't move. The sand had become like glue, holding her in place. The other church members heard the commotion and came running, but the mist was too thick. They could only hear Sister Gloria's screams getting fainter. "Help me! Pastor! Somebody! I'm sorry! I'll change! Please!" But the mermaid wasn't interested in her pleas. "You humiliated the pure-hearted one," the mermaid continued, her voice now a whisper that somehow everyone could hear. "You used religion as a weapon to oppress the lowly. You adorned yourself with spiritual titles while practicing wickedness. Now, you will serve me until you learn what true humility means." With one swift motion, the mermaid grabbed Sister Gloria and dragged her into the water. The golden necklace that Sister Gloria had picked up turned into chains that bound her wrists. The last thing anyone saw was Sister Gloria's designer jail floating on the waves before disappearing beneath the surface. The mist cleared as suddenly as it had appeared, and the church members stood there in shock, some screaming, others praying in tongues, all confused about what had just happened. For 3 days, Pastor Emmanuel and the entire church fasted and prayed. They went to the beach, they called prophets, they even tried to get marine deliverance pastors to intervene, but nothing worked. On the third night, that same Mercy, who Sister Gloria had humiliated, came to Pastor Emmanuel's house. "Sir, I had a dream," she said quietly. "The water goddess showed me where Sister Gloria is and why she was taken. But to bring her back, someone needs to go into the water and trade places with her, or Sister Gloria must genuinely repent for how she treated people, especially the poor." Pastor Emmanuel wept when he heard this. He had been so blind to his wife's true character, so focused on building the church, that he hadn't noticed her turning into a monster of pride and classism. He gathered the church elders and Mama Chidi, those grandmothers who had spiritual discernment, and they went back to the beach at midnight with Mercy leading them. At the water's edge, they called out to the mermaid. This time, she appeared without the terrifying display, just rising calmly from the waves, with Sister Gloria standing beside her in rags, her once perfect makeup gone, her hair matted with seaweed, her eyes hollow from 3 days of cleaning the river goddess's underwater palace and serving as a maid to the water spirits. "She has learned a little," the mermaid said, her tone less harsh now. "But has she learned enough?" Pastor Emmanuel stepped forward, tears in his eyes. "Please, whatever wrong my wife has done, forgive her. I'm willing to take her place." The mermaid studied him for a moment, then shook her head. "You, Pastor, are not innocent either. You allowed her pride to flourish because her image made your church look good. You collected high offerings from widows while your wife wore gold." Then Mercy stepped forward, small and trembling but determined. "Please, Ma," she addressed the mermaid with respect. "I forgive Sister Gloria for how she treated me. If you need someone to take her place, I will go." This broke something in Sister Gloria. For the first time in years, she felt genuine shame and remorse. She fell to her knees in the shallow water, sobbing uncontrollably. "No! Mercy, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. I treated you like trash when you were showing me what true Christianity looks like. Please don't sacrifice yourself for someone like me." The mermaid watched this scene with what almost looked like satisfaction. "Now we are getting somewhere," she said. She turned to the gathered crowd. "You humans are interesting. You build big churches and shout about God, but you forget the simplest commandments. Love your neighbor, show mercy, humble yourselves. This woman," she pointed at Sister Gloria, "needed to be broken to be rebuilt." Then the mermaid did something unexpected. She released Sister Gloria, pushing her toward the shore. "Go. But remember this. I am returning you not because of your husband's tears or even this girl's sacrifice. I am returning you because you finally felt true remorse. But if you return to your old ways, if you use religion to oppress people again, I will come for you. And next time, there will be no mercy." Sister Gloria crawled onto the sand and Mercy rushed to cover her with a wrapper. The church members erupted in praise, but the celebration was short-lived because everyone now knew the truth about their beloved First Lady. The story spread like wildfire through the town. By Monday morning, everyone was talking about how the pastor's wife was taken by a mermaid for her pride and wickedness. Sister Gloria could have hidden in shame, but instead, something had genuinely changed in her. The following Sunday, she stood before the entire congregation. No makeup, no fancy clothes, just a simple dress. And she confessed everything. She apologized to Mercy publicly. She apologized to all the poor members she had looked down on. And she resigned from all her leadership positions. "I need to learn how to be a true servant first," she said through tears, "before I can lead anyone." The church was divided. Some people forgave her immediately. Others remained skeptical, but slowly, Sister Gloria began to prove her transformation was real. She started a free skills training center for housemates and market women. She sold her expensive jewelry and used the money to pay school fees for children whose parents couldn't afford it. She would clean the church toilets herself and serve food at the homeless shelter without posting a single photo on social media. Now pause for a second and think about this. Have you ever treated someone badly because you thought you were better than them? Drop a comment below and tell me honestly, because this story is a warning for all of us. And if this is touching your heart, hit that like button right now. So you see, this is why I tell people, be careful how you treat others, especially when you're in a position of power. That mermaid did what years of preaching couldn't do. She humbled Sister Gloria and showed her that spirituality without compassion is just noise. Today, if you go to Winners Chapel Cathedral, you'll see Sister Gloria sitting in the back row next to Mercy. The two of them now genuine friends, both worshipping with the same passion but with different stories of how they got there. And that golden necklace that started it all? Nobody has seen it since. But the fishermen say that sometimes on quiet nights, they see it glowing beneath the waves. A reminder that some lessons cost more than others. Me, I'm just here to tell you, check your heart before you check your appearance. Because you never know when the universe, or in this case, a mermaid, will decide to teach you a lesson you'll never forget. If you enjoyed this story, I beg, subscribe to this channel because I have plenty more tales that will make you think twice about how you treat people. Share this video with that friend who needs to hear it. And drop a comment telling me, have you ever witnessed pride bring someone down? Let's discuss in the comments below. Until next time, remember, not everyone shouting "I'm blessed" is truly walking in grace. Stay humble, stay kind, and may you never meet a mermaid who has to teach you these lessons the hard way.